We are now on air. Time for a total takeover.
It's finally here. Welcome to a new episode.
It's about to go down.
Peace and blessings, everybody. It's yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, the DA, and the prosecutor, coming to you live and direct once again from the Political Heat remote studios, a.k.a. my vehicle, on this Monday morning, October 2nd, 2017, whichever way you say it, whichever way it rolls off your tongue. And it is Monday morning, got the Monday morning blues, especially after the wonderful, relaxing weekend I was just privy to. Me and the wife celebrating our anniversary, our 19th anniversary. Just a short little trek up to Erie, Pennsylvania. A little over 2-hour ride, and stayed at the Sheraton Bayfront Hotel. Awesome hotel, right on the water. And we had a very relaxing weekend. And for those married couples out there who may be listening to this and think, you can't afford it, because we certainly can't afford it. We got to pay that back. We didn't have, the amount of money that was used this weekend in our bank account, so we had to use a credit card. We got to pay that back. Well, guess what? In this day and age, in the world that we live in, married couples need a weekend like the weekend my wife and I just had. Just a all points bulletin, service announcement, whatever you want to call it, in regards to married couples needing a weekend like we had. Do it, and you'll be refreshed, and you will rekindle, and you will have a better way of looking at your mate when you have had a relaxing weekend together. Now, to move on from the Dr. Phil portion, I'm kidding, ladies and gentlemen. But no, just a couple things I want to talk about, and I wasn't even gonna do one of these this morning. I was just gonna let this week transpire, and let the time where it's needed, do a Facebook Live or whatever. I forgot I'll do a full-fledged show this morning and talk about a couple things. And let's go ahead and first talk about the NFL. Now, I know people are absolutely sick and tired of talking about the NFL. I just want to talk about this real quick. Now, across the league, we've had some individuals on certain teams kneeling and putting up the Black Power fist sign during the national anthem. You all know where I stand. I know where most of you stand. So I'm not even going to get into that. What I do want to get into is the teams that took it upon themselves to do things before the anthem and then stand arm in arm during the national anthem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where you stand on that, but let me know in the comment section of this here broadcast. To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, as long as they're not doing anything disrespectful beforehand, whatever they're doing, some people are doing their thing in their locker room, which is fine. I got no problem with that. Long as it's not disrespectful to anyone. That's number one. Number two, I would rather it be in the locker room and not make it some type of spectacle before the national anthem in front of 60 to 70,000 people. That's number two. Number three, are you tired of this already? Are you ready to be over with this? I know a lot of you are boycotting the NFL, and I'm not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not there. I'm being honest. I'm just not there. And I know it's within my heart of hearts that I'm not going to stand for any of this nonsense going on, that's for certain. But to boycott the entire NFL over a handful of individuals. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers and their idiotic and disrespectful showcase, that's another issue. I live here in Pittsburgh. I'm dealing with that personally and on a personal level. But to continue on and I guess, I don't know. I don't even know what the word I'm looking for here. But I know a lot of individuals are going to continue to watch the NFL. They're going to continue to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to continue to watch their team, even with some of these knuckleheads doing what they're doing. And I said this in the past. I'm not going to allow a few knuckleheads to take away the love and passion I have for the game of football. It's not going to happen. So if you don't agree with me, that's fine, and we can go about our day. But going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this topic of NFL for a minute, hopefully the rest of the week, unless something crazy pops up. You do what you have to do, what you feel within your heart of hearts that you need to do, and I will respect that. I'm just asking you to do the same for me. And that's all I got to say on that. Now, let's go ahead and get into this craziness. And I haven't even had a chance because I shut off politics and everything else this past weekend. Last night, I was trying to catch up on a few things and posted a few things on social media. But I still have to delve into this Puerto Rican mayor and the Democrats and these liberals and these fascists and these Marxists going after President Trump. I'm trying to understand what they're going after him for. Are they going after him for sending freaking Navy vessels and supplies and everything else to Puerto Rico, but yet there are supposedly not enough truck drivers, and the port masters and those working on the ports are not allowing these supplies to leave the ports? I'm thinking to myself, first of all, is President Trump in charge of people driving trucks in the ports in Puerto Rico? You have this Puerto Rican mayor going after Melania Trump. What's she going after Melania Trump for? What did Melania Trump do to this biatch? And here she is crying, screaming and moaning, saying Trump isn't doing anything. People are dying. We need these supplies. And she's doing this at a press conference in a factory, in a warehouse that has pallets upon pallets of supplies behind her. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the left does, whether it's here in America or in freaking Puerto Rico. They will demonize those that they, for whatever reason, can't stand, and saying that these people don't have a mind of their own. Everyone has jumped on this hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump, take down Trump, take down Trump, take down Trump. And I really want to know what this actual Puerto Rican mayor really feels. Well, I guess she's putting it on display of how she really feels. But is it any of it accurate? No! Trump is doing everything within his power to help these people, help her people. But yet, she has jumped on the bandwagon along with the Democrats and the liberal leftist numbnut moonbat lamestream media. They're all on board. They're all waking up this morning, calling each other's news departments, saying, what are the talking points for today? Because if you look at any of the websites or any of the shows on ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and CNN, you will see, doesn't matter what guest they have on, what host is hosting, that everyone will be in lock, stock, and barrel in regards to the talking points in attacking President Trump. And I'm sick and tired of it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been an on-the-fence supporter of Trump and will continue to be. But you're making it very easy for me to become a full-fledged supporter of President Trump. By your actions of the left and the Democrats and the leftist liberal numbnut moonbat lamestream media who can't get their head out of their asses and have an independent thought whatsoever. I always, and this is nothing prideful or anything like that, but this is how I was brought up. You think for yourself. You don't always look, abide by, and follow who you feel is right. No, you do your homework. You investigate. As my dad said, He's a Baptist minister. He's up there preaching in the pulpit. But it's ultimately up to you to delve into the Bible and find out what he's saying is true. Now, I'm a type of individual, I'm going to bring it down a notch, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly is going to bring it down a notch and talk to you in a manner that I'm hoping that everyone can understand. And now I'm really going to bring in my radio voice and bring it to you this way. If Puerto Rico, for whatever reason, ladies and gentlemen, has an issue with the way President Trump is aiding them, but we see evidence, and I mean right in your face evidence, pallets upon pallets of supplies in warehouses, at ports, in trucks, and for whatever reasons, whatever those reasons may be, they are not getting to the individuals in Puerto Rico, then how in the world is that President Trump's fault? The American president. Yes, Puerto Rico is an American territory, but we do not control, we do not dictate, and we, as America, are not going to, I guess, for the lack of phrasing, tell Puerto Rico what to do in regards to how, where, when, and what, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to the disaster relief and aid that President Trump and the American federal government has sent down to Puerto Rico. How are they going to go about getting that aid to those who need it in Puerto Rico? Now, I'm sitting back trying to keep a keen eye about this. I'm trying to be as independent as I possibly can in regards to reporting on what I see. But ladies and gentlemen, this Puerto Rican mayor, I don't know what her agenda is. I don't know what she's trying to accomplish. I don't know what she's trying to set up for herself in regards to future political aspirations. Because in the midst of a disaster, and I mean utter disaster in Puerto Rico, why are you making things political when your people are in desperate need of help? Why are you making it political when you saying people are dying, but yet we have the likes of Geraldo Rivera and other reporters saying, what in the heck are you talking about? What are you referring to? Because this is not what we're seeing. So ultimately, in my mind, as I look at, and I have not, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a quick summation of what I see. I haven't read all the stories, haven't heard all of her comments. But from what I am seeing, ladies and gentlemen, and as I guess you can see in the back and side, I am in the midst of a major stretch of fog here. So I'm going to make sure I pay attention, and people need to have their lights on like that truck that just went by. But ladies and gentlemen, what is this woman's ultimate goal by going after President Trump and Melania Trump? What in the world did Melania Trump do to this woman? Why is she going after her? That is, I am still utterly dumbfounded into why she's going after Melania Trump. President Trump, he's the president of the United States. You're going to go after him without any evidence, and you're going to be smacked down, which you're being right now, but you don't care because you have the mindset of the left here in America, whether when facts and evidence and things pointing to you being wrong is being displayed, is being put on blast, is being reported for the world to see, and yet you are still, and I mean still, coming at President Trump for no reason whatsoever. than from what I'm seeing is political aspirations. Is she going to ultimately come here to America and run for the Senate or something? I mean, I'm trying to understand this woman's angle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where this woman goes from this point, because everyone knows, even though the left will continue to put her on TV, will continue to interview her and make it seem as if she is the one in the right when everyone knows she is in the wrong. But that's what the left do. You got Anderson Cooper going down there and other individuals trying to conflate the situation, trying to put President Trump in a bad light once again, and it's not working. I think there's a voicemail of her bashing Trump for no reason whatsoever, and like I said, I haven't seen and listened and pulled down everything that I could pull down in regards to this situation. And it is Monday. It is manic Monday, Monday morning blues. Haven't got my coffee yet, and things of that nature. And I'm going to bring this particular broadcast of the Dan Adams Show to an end, but I want to end it with this. The NFL. I don't know what. Whoa, someone just, holy moly. As I'm driving by, there is a piece of guardrail that was completely ripped out, and I am assuming someone was in a very bad accident. I hope it wasn't just now, and whenever it was, I'm praying for whoever was involved and hoping they're okay. But to get back to the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, where do they go from here? Are more protests of the national anthem going to continue? We'll have to wait and see. As far as Puerto Rico's mayor and her attacks on President Trump and Melania Trump, for no reason whatsoever, then from what I can see, is her setting herself up for some type of political, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Haven't had my coffee yet, ladies and gentlemen. Haven't had my coffee yet. And I don't understand what her angle is. Is it political? And she's setting herself up for a political run of some sort in the future? Maybe here in the state? Come on. We're talking about leftist liberals. They set themselves up, even in the midst of their own controversy that they have caused and stirred, and make it out to be something positive for them and setting themselves up for something in the future. That is the only thing I can see. Unless she's just a complete and utter liberal leftist numb moonbat, that's possible too. But as you go about your day-to-day, ladies and gentlemen, and as you try to be the best human being that you can possibly be, and I'm going to try and do that myself, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's Monday morning. I know we didn't want to get up and go to work this morning, because I damn sure didn't. But ladies and gentlemen, as you go about your day, and as you contemplate how you're going to go about dealing with individuals that either you can't stand, that you don't want to be around, and you would rather just throw your hands up in the air and wave them like you just don't care and leave it like that, find a place where you can get on your knees and ask for God's, and I mean really, sincerely, ask for God's assistance. You don't need to be doing anything that may cause you to end your employment at your employer. You don't need to be doing anything that will be shedding a light upon yourself that you don't want. And you shouldn't be doing anything as a Christian that would exhibit behavior unbecoming of a Christian. I'm going to try and do my best. I know I might not always do my best, but I will try. So until next time, God bless you and yours. May He keep you and your family safe. Until next time, God bless. Peace.
If tomorrow is our great getting up morning, if tomorrow we have to meet the judgment day, Heavenly Father, we want you to let our folks know that we died facing the enemy. We want them to know that we went down standing up.
Yes, Lord.
Amongst those that are fighting against our oppression. We want them to know, Heavenly Father, that we died for freedom. Amen. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
This is a Fox News alert. It's the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. I'm Dave Anthony. Those shots came raining down on a big crowd at a country music festival in Las Vegas, killing more than 50 people, injuring more than 200 others.
I thought that it was pyrotechnics, maybe, from the, over at the concert.
We didn't know. We had no idea. We didn't know if this was somebody on the ground that was moving towards us with a rifle.
No, the bullets were coming from high above along the Las Vegas Strip.
There was a shooter on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay.
Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo says officers rushed to that room
And engaged the suspect at that location. He is dead.
And he's ID'd as 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, a Nevada resident. Federal law enforcement sources tell Fox he was known to local authorities. They don't believe Paddock has connections to terrorists. A woman said to be his roommate, who was sought for hours after the last night's shooting, is believed to be in custody now. In the chaos after, people helped victims, and first responders got help from anyone who could.
Right now, we need your truck. We just need to get people over to the hospital, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Put them all in the back.
Okay. Can you pull over?
Fox's Adam Housley showed up at the scene shortly after.
I saw these kids coming out. I mean, kids, 20 years old, 19 years old, with no clothes on because they've given their shirt up to somebody to try to stop bleeding. And they have blood all over them. And then we met, Robert, the firefighter, and he said that he pronounced 20 dead himself. And we saw 3 bodies over here, and my producer Lee saw a body over on the intersection in front of the Tropicana.
President Trump has tweeted his warmest condolences and sympathies to the victims and families of the terrible Las Vegas shooting. God bless you. Country singer Jason Aldean was performing when those shots rang out and put out a statement that it was beyond horrific. And it hurts his heart this would happen to anyone who was just coming out to enjoy what should have been a fun night. Again, more than 50 people dead. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Counsel.
Again, our top Fox News story, shooting last night in Las Vegas, right on the Strip in the middle of a country music festival outside the Mandalay Bay Hotel. The shooter was on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay and fired and kept firing and firing on the crowd of tens of thousands. More than 50 people are dead. More than 200 others are injured, some critically, some of them police officers. This is the worst and deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. The man behind this has been killed. He's identified as 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, a Nevada resident. Federal law enforcement sources tell Fox that he was known to local authorities. They do not believe Paddock has connection to terrorists. There was also a shootout late last night in Lafayette, Louisiana, outside a convenience store. A police officer responded to a call, and that cop was killed. 2 other people were injured. The gunman fled the scene but was later captured. It's the first Monday in October, so the U.S. Supreme Court will go back into session and get right into a politically charged issue, gerrymandering, a case of redrawing districts to favor a political party.
Federal courts have so far struck down Wisconsin's 2011 voting boundaries. The state wants the Supreme Court to find a solution and set a legal standard to determine when gerrymandering goes too far. A similar gerrymandering question reached the Supreme Court more than a decade ago, splitting the bench with a narrow majority deciding courts should not review partisan gerrymandering claims. The High Court in recent years has weighed in on challenges minority groups were denied proper representation in redrawn legislative maps. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising ahead of the opening bell next hour. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio. Futures are rising ahead of the opening bell next hour. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
Preparing for a
better future. Whatever suits you, here comes the soldier. Always on the side of justice. Nothing out there that can corrupt us. Exiting to the path of righteousness. Maintain to use lyrical passages. Saving oneself from self-destruction. Time to meditate with no interruption. So you can align your brain waves. Parallel to the soul, there's the keyhole. The key that fits is always in your possession without question. Bring your best to the forefront. Broadcasting live, time to survive. Obstacles put in front of you. Overcoming the madness you're going through. Just let your light shine. Just let your light shine. Started up the coalition to ease the friction, voiced by my lyrical diction, displacing the negativity, running rampant throughout the community. Whether rich, middle class, or poor, ignorance is learned. Time to burn those bridges, causing unknown effects. Worrying who's gonna cash the checks, but who's gonna take the brunt of the weight being forced on citizens struggling to make a living. We need to prioritize, let your talents rise above. It's all love, being shared through this musical outreach, magnified by this new style of speech. Designated myself as the one to implement real change. Now let me represent. Just let your light shine. Just let your light shine. One with the master plan is in demand. Let me take a stand. Defeat the nonsense laced with ignorance. Repent, educate, don't build a fence. We need to open up and start to converse. Never secondhand, let it be first. Feeling animosity towards the next man. We evaluate and start over again. Something got switched during transport. Aim kinda high, but you fell short. Are you gonna let that define you? Or pick up the pieces and fight through? We need to make it better for the children. So this is the place where I begin to lay the framework for the future. We design to let your light shine. Just let